Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been 2 weeks since my last update when I was urging caution on the price of CEL being overextended from its 25-day moving average. We're currently seeing it hanging around the $4.70 mark, and it's been all the way down to almost $4 today. So this is on the daily view. Now, if we go back to 29th of December, what I'd noticed historically over the last 6 months, as I've been learning to try and figure out the patterns and trends, is that the 25-day moving average, we always bounce off it or consolidate around it. And back on 29th, we were actually 80% overextended from the 25-day moving average. And what we've basically seen over the last 2 weeks is it go parabolic in such a short space of time. It's literally gone like this from the top of this wick up to about 7 within less than a week. It was going absolutely bananas. And the 25-day moving average basically continued to follow the trend upwards. And what we're seeing now is this is just coming straight back down, as you can see here. And look at that, it's touching the 25-day moving average perfectly. And what I've got drawn on this chart is a Fibonacci retracement. So basically I'm measuring from the breakout back on 17th of December of the ascending triangle that we were in to the swing high up at $7. And the Fibonacci basically says that we will end up pulling back normally to this golden ribbon area, which we have been in perfectly. And we've also broke through the bottom of it on the wicks to the lower side. Now this might continue. So I imagine a lot of people who are new are probably shitting a brick right now, thinking, oh my god, it's going to end. Bitcoin's pulled back, CEL's pulled back. Oh my god, I bought it a week ago. Well, what did you buy the CEL token for? Did you buy it for the price of tomorrow or the price of next year, 5 years, 10 years? It's all about the mindset. I bought a big chunk at $560 last week. It's currently down by probably 20%. Hasn't fazed me because I believe in the long-term game with Celsius and their future. There's nothing to be bothered about if you got caught out and bought the top, because if you believe in what you're buying, you will always make money long-term. So I wouldn't worry about that. But it's a lesson learned for the newbies. If you've been burnt, start doing some more research. So if you look at what I looked at before last week about it being overextended, 80% from the moving 25-day average. If you look here, back on the 5th of October, we basically had the same thing. We got 82% overextended from the moving average, and then we went sideways and down a little bit, and we came back to meet it, consolidated, boom, get overextended again, come down, consolidated, and then yeah, that really was a big blow off all the way up here. So nothing to worry about. It's healthy. It's all the big players taking profits. All of those profits are getting sold to the new people creating wallets. So at the moment, in my opinion, anything under $5 is an absolute steal for the CEL token. So just sit on your hands and huddle. It won't be long before you're back in the green if you bought at the top. So don't worry. Now, another thing I'd like to mention, if you haven't followed Kev yet on Twitter, is to give him a follow, because if you don't understand how a token behaves, Kev provides loads of good commentary on his CEL Channel of Dreams, and he's currently gearing up to basically a running commentary on his power plays that he's going to do this year. It's quite a detailed chart, but basically what he's looking to do is take an entry point here around the $4.20 to $4.60 price range, and he's hoping that by middle of April that he could potentially get a good return on his money. Potentially, nothing is definite, but he's a smart guy. He knows what's going on, and there are a lot of partnerships to be announced in store. There's a tier 1 exchange and apparently another product release. So if you want to learn more, go follow Twitter. It's at crypto_flipping. Here we are, just here, that's his tag. And yeah, he provides loads of good information. And something else which might be panicking people is the Bitcoin. Well, we've just seen the first 30% correction, which some people thought might not happen this cycle. But it did happen, and it's here. And it happened within the last day or two. So at our swing high, we were around $42,000 almost. And look at that, 29%, almost 30% down to the wick. And look, we touched that 25-day moving average, which is something I have seen as well on the Bitcoin as well as the CEL token. So similar trends and behaviour there in this bull cycle so far. But further down, we've got the 50-day moving average. So, Bitcoin could potentially do some sideways movement, hang around here for a bit as the average comes up. It's been a very long time since it last touched, and in the previous bull cycle, I believe, occasionally it did meet up after a long period of time. So yeah, that's a big first correction. It's probably scaring a lot of people. Again, just if you buy and sell, if you're buying Bitcoin, these are long-term plays. Do not panic sell. I've just shared a really good video on Twitter where basically the banks, you know how I feel about the banks, and other billionaire institutions, with one hand, they're saying, do not buy Bitcoin, it's going to zero. They're actively trying to stop people take money out their own accounts to go buy it, which, in my opinion, is absolutely criminal. And whilst they're doing this and making it difficult for the average person to buy Bitcoin, and to try and manipulate you and not doing it, with their other hand, they are actively buying Bitcoin for themselves to trade, to make profits, and also put it on the bottom line. So do not listen to banks. They're not your friends. If you are with a bank that is not crypto friendly, switch banks, because crypto is the future, not the traditional banks. They are obsolete. And just before I finish, my favourite pick that I've been watching at Argo Blockchain, funnily enough, humans are predictable. And look at this, we've just had a 30% correction on Bitcoin over the last few days. And would you know it, shares in the Bitcoin mining company have also done the same. So simply, from the 7th of January to the 11th of January, which is 4 days, if my maths is right, top of my head. So within 4 days, we've dropped from 125 pence per share to 95 pence per share. Now, if you do the calculations on that, which I've done, 95 pence is actually 75% of the all-time high that we had here a few days ago. So, Bitcoin correction, shares in Bitcoin mining companies have had a correction as well. They are directly tied. Human behaviour is very predictable. Doesn't surprise me. Could the Argo blockchain shares come down a bit lower? Maybe. I've currently got a small buy to average in because I really like the leadership team and the position of his company, so I'm hoping these do well. So yeah, that's basically a nice quick update on what Celsius, the CEL token, is doing. Do not shit your pants. It's going to be fine. This is normal. If you are approaching investing in cryptocurrency and you are buying what you want to buy in one big chunk on a day, near the top, you have to expect a pullback. Always do it in small chunks. Not financial advice, but it is just stupidity to put a massive amount into any singular token in one go. So, do your research, try and understand where the price is before you buy something, okay? A lot of people who bought this at the top of $7, probably 35% down at the moment on their holdings. It doesn't matter because you haven't lost money. You only lose money if you panic sell. So do not panic sell. We're in a bull run. 30% corrections on Bitcoin are fine. Corrections on CEL token from profit holders are fine. It's a community of hodlers. We are here for the next year, next 5 years, next 10 years. So, yeah, just be sensible, okay? Hodl. Thank you for watching.